Hello and welcome to another day of Bookmas at Naomi's Bookshelf. We are going to look at the books that I planned on reading last year. Now when I say planned on reading, I made this list of 10 books that I had bought like brand new and I wished I had read in 2019. I had looked at them, bought them, and I was so excited to read them, and I had paid like full dollars. Brand new at the bookstore, new bookstore, not used. So excited to buy them, read them, never did. So I was like, I'm going to read them in 2020. And we're gonna see how this project ran out or how it worked, because some of the books on this were not successful. And let me just say it this way, the thumbnail is a lie because I unhauled a few. So let's get into it. I didn't remember them all, but we're just gonna go with what we have here. And we'll start with the first one. So starting off the list, we have the best book of them all, note the sarcasm, being 9 Perfect Strangers by Moriarty. This put me in a slump. Now, I made this list and I was kind of like, these books could be 5 stars. I don't know if they all are, but they could be, or they could be close. This one was like 2 stars. It was boring, no plot. The characters were blah, blah, blah. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I have unhauled that. It is gone. I am done with that book in my life. So that was not a great start. I mean, I didn't read it at the beginning of the project, but that's the first book in this video. The next one I mentioned was The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. I haven't read it yet. I think you'll notice the ones that I did read were not great, so it started to become a problem for me to pick up the other books. I was started to be really scared of them. So I'm still scared to pick this up because all the other books were such downer ones. So I didn't get to this one. So the next one was The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which I actually really enjoyed. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This was the only one that really was like, well, maybe not the only one. It was one of the first ones that was like, wow, I actually can like the books on this list. So that was good. It wasn't perfect, but I did really enjoy it. So I'm glad I read it, and I'm glad I bought a copy of it as well. The next one I mentioned was The Huntress by Kate Quinn. This one was 5 stars. It restored my list, my hope in this list being potential 5 stars. I really loved this book. I thought it was so good, so perfect. It hit all the historical fiction, mystery, suspense elements for me, spy, espionage, which I love in books. So I really loved this book. It was great. The next one was Silicas Journey by Heather Morris. I haven't opened this one yet. I think the content just scares me. My family heritage is very similar to this. And so I've read books like that, and it's not fun. It's difficult to read. And I think I need to be in the right mood for it. So I never felt in the right mood, and it was just terrifying to me. I'm sure once I pick it up, I'm sure I would love it. But at the same time, I'm scared to pick it up. So just never got to it. Next up, The Chestnut Man by Soren Shevtrup. Never opened it. This is one of those books that I read some not so great mysteries or thrillers from this list, and I did not want to pick up another bad one, so I was scared. It's also the biggest one on the list, and I'm not scared of big books, but it definitely doesn't help when you're scared of the content being not great. So I still want to read it, I just was scared. So next on the list was The Escape Room by Megan Golden. I did read it. I got rid of it because it was a 3-star read for me. This was a mystery thriller, but I don't really know how much of a mystery it was because it's about, I can't remember what their job description was exactly, but it's a very cutthroat field in like Wall Street area where they're trying to like get contracts and accounts, and I'm not sure, but basically it flashes back to a girl named Sarah's perspective, and then it's like in the present day in an elevator with these people who aren't Sarah, and they're trying to get out because it's an escape room. It was okay. It was just the ending was just, it felt like they threw everything at it. She threw everything at it, and I just didn't like that. So it is what it is. It was not a winner by any means, so I got rid of it. The next one on my list was my only official DNF this year, which was Mary B by Catherine Chen. I started it, and I got about 50 pages into it, and I couldn't read it anymore. I have heard awful things about this one. I love Pride and Prejudice retellings, and I love Mary Bennett Pride and Prejudice retellings. But this one was just so bad. And honestly, like, it's a personal trigger of mine when people say I'm going to give you a headache, because I suffer with chronic migraines. And so this is something where when someone jokes about it or intentionally is giving that pain to someone, I am immediately angered or immediately enraged. And Mary Bennett actually says, I'm going to give my sisters a migraine, or I'm going to give my sisters a headache, and play the piano louder. And I was like, I am done with you. I can't support this character. And after I have heard some very fishy things about this book. So I got rid of it a long time ago. And this is when my project took a real downward spiral. And I was like, this is not going well. This was right in April too, after COVID started really hitting. And I was like, writing took a slump. And then I started reading Nine Perfect Strangers and Mary B. It wasn't a great time. Another one on this list was The Curse of Misty Fairway by Jamie Jo Wright. I do still really want to read this one. I want to read a lot of these books that I still own because I haven't gotten rid of them. But this one is one that I love the author. I love her writing. I think every book of hers is amazing, or almost, it's always a 4 or 5 star for me. So I am excited to pick up this one eventually. I just don't think I prioritized it enough, or I didn't find enough time for it. Especially since one of her books, her newest book, ended up in one of my bests of the year. Spoiler alert for that. So you'll have to check it out to see where it falls in that. But I definitely want to read this one, but I just didn't prioritize it, I think. And so the last book for this video was The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I haven't read it either. I had a rough time with my projects this year, and I wish I had read this one as well. I just don't have enough time at the end of the year to read these. So I'm gonna keep all of these, try to read them again next year, but this is one that I really do wish I had read as well. It just sounds so wonderful and so creative, but such is life. I just didn't get to it. So of that success rate, I read very few. And the ones I did read, most of them were not good. So I'm not doing that again to myself. I'm just gonna read what I want to read next year. I'm not gonna make myself have a TBR list like that again. It doesn't go well for me, I think. But I do want to keep these books in the forefront of my mind so I can make sure I pick them up, because they all sound very interesting to me. I don't want to forget about them. If you are new here, please subscribe if you would like to. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I will see you tomorrow with another day of Bookmas. Bye for now.